Hey, this is Luch Latino. I play soccer for Tennessee, and this is the No Playbook podcast.
All right. Thank you so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts, all from East Tennessee. My name's Casey. Today, another great soccer interview. Luch Latino, midfielder at UT, joins me to talk about her experience transferring from Penn State not long ago. She talks about her recruiting experience out of high school, and she shares something that very few people know about her. It's a great interview. This episode is sponsored by Standout Collision. Give them a call if you're in need of automotive repair. They've got locations in Sevier County and Maryville. Again, it's Stinnett Collision. I get to Luch. Ready for this? Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
But anyway, yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I've had a few of your teammates on in the past. They've brought you up in different capacities. So, definitely been mentioned on the show. The main thing I thought of you this past week, or whenever I first reached out, is because the transfer portal has been such a big topic nationally.
Yeah.
And I know you are an athlete that came from Penn State, obviously a big name school, big program, and transferring to Tennessee, neither of which, those being your home state where you went to high school. So I'd like to hear that experience.
Okay. So I've obviously been playing soccer my whole life. I've never really played like another sport. And my mom played college soccer. So early on, like I kind of knew, okay, like, this is something I want to do. Like I want to play in college. So my recruiting process started really early because there was no rules when I was getting recruited. So I started getting looks in like 7th grade, which is like not okay, obviously. So it started then at Villanova because my mom went there. She was like, you should go to like all the camps and stuff, like whatever. So I would go to those and the coaches started getting interested and I was like, oh, like this is pretty cool. And then I always played a grade above. So all those girls attracted college coaches. And then I was playing obviously too. So they saw me. So my recruiting process started really like my 8th grade year. And then I committed to Penn State October of my freshman year. So I just turned 14.
Wow.
And yeah, I just turned 14. So I was going on all these like official visits and stuff when I was 13, which was like saying it out loud. It's like honestly crazy. So in that process, like my parents obviously were like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. Like I'm the oldest in my family. So like, we never like kind of like thought this would be happening at such a young age. So they kind of let me like go and like visit wherever I wanted to. So I never thought I could play at Penn State just because like it's like a powerhouse school, like Power 5, obviously. And then I went and visited and like I loved the school and like I really liked the coaches. But besides that, I feel like I didn't really dive deeper into things like academics or like what the team was like and what the school atmosphere was like those kind of things. Because like no 14-year-old thinks of that. You're just like, oh my God, big name school, super cool. So then I ended up graduating high school a semester early to go to Penn State early. And I think there was nothing wrong with like the school or anything. It was just like what I wanted my college soccer experience to be like. Penn State wasn't giving me that. Like I made great friends and like I had fun and I learned a lot. Like I feel like if I didn't go to Penn State, I wouldn't be the person I am today just because I went through like so many different like hardships and experiences that really helped me grow. But when it came down to if like I wanted to obviously stay there, like create a career there, I just don't think that was the place for me. So it was kind of like a mutual decision too. They were like, we're obviously like not helping grow. And I was like, yeah. But I mean, it finished on like a great note. Like obviously like there was like no hard feelings. So I entered the transfer portal and I was like stressing out because I was like, oh my God, like I don't even know where to begin. Like the last time I did this was literally when I was 13 and now what was I, 19? Yeah, I was 19. So I entered the portal and I barely played at Penn State because I redshirted my freshman year and then my like sophomore / like redshirt freshman year, I didn't play a lot obviously because my team was like older and like I just wasn't developed yet. So I was like, I have zero film. This is going to be interesting. So I entered the portal, super nervous, and I like reached out to a bunch of schools that I talked to previously, like literally 5 years ago. And I was like, hey, like I'm back. And they were obviously like all super nice. Like thankfully they remembered me. Like that'd be so awkward if I didn't. And I kind of talked to them, like kind of was just seeing like if they had any like open spots, or, like needed a midfielder, stuff like that, had any money, because obviously you need a little bit of scholarship if you can get one. So I wanted to keep my list small also, just because I didn't want to be like in the portal too long because it's really stressful, believe it or not. And so I visited I came down to like TCU in Tennessee. So I visited TCU. I really loved it. Great staff, super cool school. And then I visited Tennessee right after and hang out with my dad. And my dad was like, this place is legit. Like, this is super cool. So I ended up committing to Tennessee while I was here, which was awesome. And I've never looked back. I love it here. And the portal really changed my life.
Just bringing you here, or like the portal itself because it was so stressful?
I think I think both. I think the process, I was like, I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Because a lot of times people go in the portal from like a really big school and they end up dropping a level just because like they want to like play or there's no spots, whatever. And so I was fully prepared to go to a school that like wasn't Power Five just because like I wanted to play. And like I was like, there's no way like these schools have like spots. Like I just like wasn't really, I didn't know. Um, and my Penn State coaches were like, no, you're going to be fine. Like, trust me, like, it's totally different than what you think it is. And they were right, thankfully. And then, so I think that whole process kind of like, it, it blessed me in a way that if you asked me if it would bless me 2 years ago, I would be like, absolutely not. I never want to do that. So I'm super thankful for the experience just because it taught me how to also handle like extremely stressful life decisions. And then also like being at Tennessee, I've just grown so much as like a person and a player. I've made great friends, and I love it here. So I can't really imagine not being here.
I've got a non-sports related question about the portal, because
Yeah.
the transfer portal like periods don't coincide with the end of semesters. So is that
Yeah.
weird? Are you still going to class Penn State? And how do those classes get transferred?
So it was really weird because I decided I wanted to transfer the end of November, or not even the end of November, like middle of November, and my team was still in the NCAA tournament. So it was like super weird. I also had a concussion, so I was like, I wouldn't be playing anyway. This is weird. But my coaches were like, no, we still want you around the team, obviously. Like, enjoy this last semester here. So I was still around the team. I like practiced with them, went to game, like was at our games on the bench, like traveled to Clemson for our Elite Eight game. And like at this point, I was fully in the transfer portal. Like I was still going to class. Like my teammates knew I was leaving for the most part. I mean, at that point, like we're at the Elite Eight, and I'm like, hey guys, like I'm leaving after this. Um, so it was definitely like a little bit weird because I was still involved and like I still wanted my team to do so well because like I mean they're my friends. Like I want to succeed. Like I'm a part of a team. But at the same time, I was like, this is crazy because the second we lose, like my life's gonna be so different. So I carried on as normal basically until we lost in the Elite Eight. So super weird. But yeah.
You mentioned your mom going to Villanova. What did I read about her playing Italian national soccer?
My mom did not.
If she didn't, okay.
No.
I,
My
I thought
mom,
I saw that.
no. My mom played college soccer at Villanova. But she didn't do any like national stuff or anything.
Okay, got it. So now, what about beyond soccer practice? What do you like? Hit the weights, or what's your training?
So I'm like a workout junkie. I definitely train a little too much, I'm not gonna lie. But outside of soccer practice with our team, we obviously have like lifts throughout the week. Like off season, we'll have like 3 lifts, and then during season we have like 1 or 2, maybe depending on if we have like a 2 game week. Um, and I mean it's obviously easier to do like extra stuff when you're not in season because you don't want to like push it too hard. But in this spring, I love to go to cycle bar when like we don't have anything to do or like an off weekend. It's like my favorite thing ever. So I'll cycle. I like to go on long runs also. Like if we have like a time period off, like I'll definitely do that. And then I also go to the field and do a lot of extra stuff like wall ball, shooting, foot skills, like that kind of stuff. And then in the summer for preseason, I usually go to Michigan for a whole month and train with this like insane trainer. I love him. And I'll live there with a host family who's so awesome. And I will literally wake up, go to the gym, lift or run, like do whatever I have to do on my packet. And then I'll go to practice for like literally like 2.5 hours, like very intense training with this guy. And then I'll go home. So that usually happens for like 4 weeks. It gets me right for season. But I feel like I do a lot of different things workout wise. Just depends on the week.
You mentioned summer. Do you play like WPSL or anything like that?
So I usually don't because I literally just train in the summer. Like I'm just like very focused on like myself and like working on what I need to work on. But this summer I have an internship with Major League Baseball in New York City. So I can't do that obviously. So this summer I am playing with like a summer league team. And I'll play games with them and stuff. So it'll be fun.
Okay. What is that internship?
It's with
Marketing?
it's like their partnership, like sponsorship department, and it's like in their like on their marketing team. So I'm super excited about that. It'll be fun.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
I once had an intern when I worked for HGTV many years ago. I had
Hmm.
an intern at one point, and she wanted to do that, and I just saw on LinkedIn, so I'm thinking of this, that she just got some job in Major League Baseball working marketing. But it's like
Oh,
finally
that's
she's like a
awesome.
marketing manager or something. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
a lot of moving though. Got to
Yeah.
be prepared to do that.
Yep.
Uh, so I do have a lot of like high school athletes that listen to this show. Would you have any
Hmm.
kind of advice for a young athlete, even if they're not a soccer player, that really wants to play college soccer? Like, how would your experience be? What kind of advice would you give?
So obviously it's different now than it was when I was getting recruited. So like you can't like talk to coaches and stuff till you're a junior in high school, I think. I think my advice would be explore your options. Like don't close any doors. Obviously, like everyone wants to play, or most people want to play like Division 1 soccer, like a really high level. But sometimes like your D3 schools will surprise you. Like they're some of them are so awesome, like great academically. You kind of have to think about like what you want out of your 4 years of college. Like you only get 4 years unless you have a fifth year, like me. But you usually only get 4 years. So I think just like kind of covering all your bases, like making sure a school fits your academic needs. They have your major, kind of like the social life, like athletic games, like football games and stuff. Like, do you want that out of a school, or do you want like kind of more low key, chill, book nerd school? Like, it just depends what you want. I think like kind of look at that before you close any doors or like shut down any schools that are interested in you, because that's definitely something that I didn't do. Like, I definitely didn't take a bunch of schools seriously when I was getting recruited.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there a most valuable lesson that you've learned so far regarding soccer in your college career?
Yes. I think I it's obviously playing college soccer has changed me as a human being. Like I have grown so much. If you met me 3 years ago, you'd be like, who is this person? I think the biggest thing surrounding soccer and growth with me is just being a sponge. And like I think my freshman year I really struggled, and I struggled just understanding that sometimes you need to just be on the bench or like be watching and like learn from other people. And that's something that took me a while to do, but it has helped me as a player because obviously like I look at these girls that I've trained with and like been on the same team with who are now in NWSL, and I'm like I got to watch and like I got to learn from them, and that is a ginormous blessing. Like I think once I realized that it's okay to not be playing and to just learn from other people that are playing and kind of see what they're doing so you could be like them has been my biggest lesson.
Is playing pro soccer something that you're hopeful about?
Yes, I do want to play pro. I think I don't know if going overseas would be for me. But I think if I had the opportunity to play in the US, I would take it for sure.
Very cool. What
Yeah.
about just college in general? What's been the most interesting part?
College has made me grow up. I've definitely become more of an adult since being in college. But I also think this is kind of like a niche thing, but being a student athlete, someone told me this when I was in high school and like I never forgot it. There are like three aspects of college. Obviously, like being on your sports team, like being a college athlete, and then you have your social life, and then you have your academic life. And you can't have all three and be like amazing. You have to pick, you have to focus mostly on two of them, and then the third one will kind of lag a little bit. So for me, like it took me a while to kind of find that balance. Obviously, like new territory, like you're in college, like this is so awesome. But I've definitely learned that focusing on soccer in school has made me like grow so much. I think if I don't get me wrong, you can go to your football games, like you can have fun, but I think just kind of getting your priorities straight and like understanding what's important to you and like who you want to be, um, is what helped me in college. Like I think I got my priorities straight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the rule I live by.
It's very interesting how quickly you can mature.
Yes. It's crazy,
Yeah.
actually.
When you're away from your folks and you just kind of got to do it.
Oh my God, like you have to do your laundry, you have to like do your dishes. It's a lot, but definitely good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what's one thing very few people know about you?
I am someone who I'm very into mental health and I struggle with anxiety in my everyday life and also like performance anxiety. So I'm someone who I love to read my Bible. I love to read like self-help books. Like this is my favorite book, Let Them by Mel Robbins. And I journal like almost every day. So I don't know if a lot of people know that about me, but I try to focus a lot on my brain and like kind of calming myself down before I approach the day, I would say.
Any meditation?
I've tried it before, but I need to get into it. Like I've heard so many good things about it. I really need to get into it. But it's definitely next on my list.
It's harder than the people that are used to it. They make it sound super easy. It's not that easy.
It's not. Uh-uh. No way. I also struggle like sitting down and doing nothing, so it's probably gonna take me a little bit to kind of just sit there. But
Yeah, yeah, same. Like this is what I'm doing this on my lunch break. So,
yeah, literally.
right. So, yeah, you can't just sit still. So, one last question everybody gets, share an unforgettable sports memory when you're 85 years old, you can still close your eyes and see it perfectly.
Okay. This is an interesting one because we ended up losing this game, but I think our SEC tournament game against Mississippi State last season was just like unforgettable for me. Um, at the time, they were ranked number two in the country, and we weren't ranked. And it's like second round of the tournament, and like everyone's like super hyped up to play this game. And like first 10 minutes, we're like, okay, like we're hanging with them, like we got this. And the game ended up going into overtime, and because we it was 1-1, and just like the atmosphere and like kind of being like having the opportunity to play in a game like that is just like it's just surreal. Like I had so much fun. It was definitely one of the biggest games I've ever played in as well. Um, and it was just so much fun. Like it was just such like a great game. Like everyone was watching on TV. Like all my friends were texting me. It was one of those things like you wanted to be a part of. And like even though we lost, like I'm definitely grateful for that experience because I honestly like I had so much fun in that game. Like it sucked losing, but I had a lot of fun. So that's probably my favorite memory right now.
I love that you're able to, you're talking about your mental health too, that you can be here now to take, one of the famous quotes, like, and you can remember so vividly just that whole experience. That's very cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's very good. I really appreciate it. And I
Yeah, thank
will,
you so much.
yeah, I'll have it out in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Bye.